Okay, yeah, I would like to take the opportunity to thank everyone for being here today, for being such a great group of participants, for all the speakers who joined us and gave their really interesting input. And from my perspective, I can say I've taken a lot of interesting insights and also additional ideas. As I said in the panel discussion, there are a few points that we will also integrate in the next draft of the Gender Action Plan. And then, as we discussed, we will present the Gender Action Plan to the Directorate to have it adopted and have it as a concrete action plan for the next steps and activities in the Human Brain Project. So yeah, thank you very much for all that input, and I feel in this regard it has been a really fruitful day, opening really the dialogue also on gender and diversity issues within the Human Brain Project. What became clear also in the discussions, especially in the afternoon sessions, was that there's of course a lot of things still to do. So this can only be a starting point, but yeah, a good starting point. So thank you so much. And I would like to give the word to Chris Ebell, who has prepared a longer,
don't worry,
who has prepared a short wrap-up to finish off this conference.
So it's not too bad. Thanks very much. And I would like also to just take the opportunity to thank you and also your colleagues from EAF to lead us here. This is the result of of a whole process, this Gender Action Plan also. And it's a lot of it is bottom up, a lot of it, but it's the first time we have this also in numbers and based on some evidence that I think, and we've seen a couple of those things. Those numbers, and I think that they speak for themselves in the sense of if anyone has the feeling that we're okay, then I think we should have your head examined. And we're actually, it's a great project to do this. So we have fantastic imaging facilities and so on. Anyway, so I would like to say just a few points, trying to capture a little bit the day. First of all, obviously a very rich conference. I think this is something I'm taking away here. Not a lot of times do you walk out of conference and you feel that it has really changed something for the people who were there. And I think it kind of happened for the project here in a way. I'll be a little bit more specific in a second. What this conference, the title of the conference was leadership, right? It was innovative leadership, and I think what the call to action is, and let's be a little bit more concrete here, is really to actually take that seriously and take some leadership. And I think it's a call to ourselves as project leaders in the directorate and other leadership committees, but also to you, because I think we will actually depend on you, who are the people who are sitting here today, to actually help us lead and facilitate the change inside the project. And in addition to that, as I already mentioned before, I think the HBP has a particular responsibility to lead in terms of the scientific piece as well, and to say we are the project who is committed to understanding better the human brain, and we are committed to understanding how we create our identity, how consciousness arises, all of these things on the higher levels, but down to the molecular. And what we learned today, I think, is we have a lot of catching up to do here in terms of getting that out and putting that into our research protocols, into our literally into our compliance almost. And I'm saying this not just because I think it's the right thing to do, but because this is part of our sustainability strategy. If we don't do this now, it will come back and bite us very soon. And I think that's something that everyone can understand. And I do think that investing now, in terms of resources, in terms of people, and in terms of knowledge, is a good investment. And I think that's something we've taken on board. Katrin and I will definitely bring this on board in the directorate, and we will build this into what we have. We have lacked this a little bit, we have to be honest. So this is that's what I meant before with like changing. We haven't done this on a systemic level. Of course, it's been done in the disciplines, or we have top people, they're doing this kind of stuff. It's not like this is new, but it is not been done properly in the project on a systemic level, and that we have to change. So this is a big, big thing that we're taking away today. So we need to do that. We have to lead the change on a sociological level, so to speak, in here, and the particular responsibility I mentioned as well, but also because we are an infrastructure, we have a multiplicator effect. We are that's the whole concept. We're building infrastructure because one single research project cannot scale to the amount of scaling that needs to happen for this kind of complexity for understanding the human brain. So that's why we're scaling, but that places an additional responsibility on us to really be very diligent about this and about sex and gender influence as well on the data. Now, one thing I want to also remark is that, and I said it before in the workshop as well, is that one of the key things and I'm talking now a little bit about I guess the sociological change that should happen. Is dialogue. And I've mentioned this before. I think it's absolutely crucial that we have this dialogue, that we have it openly, that things are being said, and that we're not harboring those sort of like unsaid things that are sitting around and festering inside a project. We have this opportunity because we have channels to do this. We have the fora to do this, and needs to happen. What also needs to happen, however, is that the other people who should participate in this debate are actually present. When I look around here, they're not, and no offense, Peter, but literally they're missing, and that is, I mean, that's actually screams even louder to me than the statistics, honestly, and it makes me a little sad. I have to tell you that. So there's a lot of stuff ahead of us here, but I think. To see it and to realize it is the first step. Awareness is the first step, and I think it's got a lot to do with mindfulness as well. Good. So I think that's in terms of what I wanted to say content-wise. I would like to draw your attention as well to the screen up ahead here. We've started with Arantxa and others a gender campaign yesterday, and it basically is about inspiration. It's about people in the project, and we want to tell their stories, and you can go to our website and have a look at the first 5. But we would also like to invite you to participate and tell your story and inspire others, and we'll put it on the website, we'll put it on social media, and really put it out there. It's we're going to start with women. But we also want to, at some point, we want to have other people who identify differently. We want to have men, and also hopefully we can have other genders. We can have really the openness that we require. Again, that is a responsibility that we specifically have, I believe, as the Human Brain Project. So I would invite you to participate here as well. I think then it remains just to thank you all for your time. We do not take this for granted. Everyone had to travel and will have to travel back, and this is a whole day. So we really appreciate that. And I would like you to have a safe trip back home, and hopefully you can carry a little bit of that spirit that from this conference, which I think is a good one. You can carry that back. Bear the torch and raise your voices, because we need those voices as well in order to move forward. So thank you very much.